All right, guys, we are live here at FNGO. It's time for the Livewell's lunch break. Hope everybody out there is having a good Monday. We know how Mondays can go. Give it a few minutes for everybody to get on here. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We're going to kind of discuss some of the things that happened over the weekend, and of course, anything that you guys want to talk about as well. Had a lot going on this weekend. A lot going on. Some guys were fishing, some guys were hunting, some guys were watching college football. Whatever it is you were doing, I hope it was good for you. Some guys went to church. I went to church yesterday. Had a good sermon that I got to hear and partake of. That was really cool. What's up, Tyler? I see you over there, and of course, you guys on TikTok. But anyway, lots going on. But I want to go ahead and before we get started with our conversations, let's go ahead and remind everybody about the Toys for Tots tournament, December 6th. Going out of Laurel Park. Now, remember, guys, the entire purpose of this tournament is to help children have a happy Christmas. And yes, we get to fish while doing that, but it is for the children. And people are already signing up. Pre-registration has started. You can contact me, and I will get you signed up. You're going to blast off in the order of which you signed up. Got some sponsors coming on. I want to go ahead and give a special shout out to Trent Palmer and the guys over at Sonar Pros. Trent sponsored this last year. He is a sponsor of our Livewell podcast too, but Trent does a really good job of helping out in the community. And when I asked him, "Hey, you're gonna re-up this year?" Of course, he said yes, which is fantastic. And of course, listen, he's the best in the business, the best sonar installer in the business. If you got a boat and you got a problem, or you want something new put on, you go to Sonar Pros. That's where the pros go. And I like saying that. And I like being associated with companies like that not only do good business, but also are willing to help out in the community when the need arises. And so you guys listen, check out Sonar Pros. Follow them on their social media as well. What's up, Kendra, up there in Michigan? And all you guys that have jumped on so far right there. But again, you can sign up now, December 6th, $80 entry fee, $60 goes to the pot, 20 to big fish, $5,000 first place prize. Danny Perdue also told me that there is a Phoenix contingency that's also going to be added to this tournament. So if you're a Phoenix boat owner, I've got to figure all that out. He's going to send me the details. We're going to get it out there for you guys. But you guys need to be a part of this. This is not only a tournament for the kids, it's also a community building tournament. We want all of you guys to come hang out with us on December 6th. So go ahead and mark that on your calendars. Don't make no plans. And if you got plans, break them and join us. It'll make you feel better about yourself. Also, too, every angler's got to bring an unwrapped toy. But I'm also going to get a box and start taking toy donations as well for those that can't fish the tournament here at the shop, here at FNGO. And if you want, and you're lazy, some people are, hey, if you want to give me $50, I'll go buy toys in your name. We'll do that as well. I did that for some guys last year. But again, December 6th, Toys for Tots. And as each of the sponsors come back, I'm gonna shout them out because they're stepping up. And again, Trent Palmer and Sonar Pros right there, stepping up for their community. And so I appreciate them. So I see all you guys out there. And of course, got a few jumping in on TikTok. I hope you had a great weekend. Now listen, if you're watching on YouTube, give this thing a thumbs up. I did a lot of study on the algorithms and all that this weekend when I could. Thumbs up matters. So give us a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. But I want to know how things went. Now, I'll tell you about the hunt here in a little bit. Kyle, Doug, Tyler, Justin, Clint, Tracy, Fred, Houston, Patricia, Steven Sturgeon. Co-anglers in the Toys for Tots tournament, yes. Yes, it is a team event. Now, if you want to fish solo, you can. But, yeah, co-anglers. But, again, $5,000 first place prize is pretty cool. But it's more important than that. But, listen, $5,000 that's not a bad way to something to chase on a Saturday now, is it? But anyway, what did you guys do this weekend? Lots to talk about. I know a lot of you guys fished, and if you were fishing this weekend, how was the bite? I, of course, went hunting. A lot of you guys have already asked. And, I've had several messages. You guys actually, what's pretty cool is you guys will actually message me behind the scenes. How'd your hunt go? And we're going to talk about that. Now, Kendra went smallmouth fishing on Erie. I'm jealous. I know Cletus was somewhere up north. I think you took off to fish up there. Any of you guys fish Lanier, Allatoona? I want to know how the bite was. Now, Patricia Leanne said, hey, we got this cool down coming. Thank goodness. Because I'm going to tell you what, I went hunting. I went Saturday morning, went home, watched some football, went back Saturday evening. Whew, telling you what, it's hot. It's hot. 007, I hope I said that right. Allatoona was decent. And for sure, I wish there was a way to share photos. And Sean 2522 spent some well-needed time with the grandkids, which is probably the best thing you could have done. Spending time with the ones you love. Absolutely. So tell me about how it was decent. And I wish you could send pictures, Kendra. What you need to do, Kendra, is go on Facebook and join the FNGO group page, the Fish North Georgia group page, and post your pictures there. And most of the guys that follow us here on YouTube, they belong there, and we'll get to see the pictures of the smallmouth that you're catching. Tracy, pressure washed the house Saturday, went antiquing yesterday. Hey, teach his own, right? Messick said the Gamecocks won, so it was a great weekend. Allatoona Saturday morning topwater bite was pretty good. And I know Cam just jumped in. He caught him some trout this weekend. Now, Kendra says up north, slow bite fish are staging for the fall, but the high temps are slowing down the fall bite. Well, finally, we get a little bit of relief, I think. We got some rain coming in. Big John said, I caught 12 fish yesterday on a farm pond, Zoom Super Fluke in baby bass color. Now, I always found baby bass to be absolutely fantastic color on farm ponds. I've always said this. There are two types of bass in every lake. There are 12-inch bass, and there are bass that eat 12-inch bass. And if you don't think a big bass will turn and eat bass, you're crazy. They are the most opportunistic feeders, and if something's in front of them and they're hungry, they will eat their own quickly. NPFL championship this week. Who you got? Well, that's your top 40, right, Patricia Leanne Shaw? I want to make sure before I pontificate on that, I want to make sure that's what we're talking about right there. Now, I got a question, too, about hunting Saturday. I've seen a couple small bucks, and I've let them walk because this is not my normal property I get to hunt, and I just don't want to go out there and just, if it's brown, it's down, or bow hunting. But I had something happen to me that don't normally happen to me Saturday evening. About 4:45, I hear something coming through the woods, and where I'm on this stand that I'm on, it is very thick to my left, but I can see something coming through the woods. And of course, I get ready, but it's not making the sounds like a deer. It sounds really light-footed. And all of a sudden I look down and I can kind of see through all the brush and bramble and all that. It's a coyote. Now, coyotes, you will occasionally see them in the daytime, but I don't see them very often. And I will tell you this about a coyote. I don't care if you got the most absolute perfect camouflage. They just know. That's one of the smartest animals out there is a coyote. There's a reason why they successfully multiply everywhere they go. But I am telling you this. I was dead still. Great camouflage. You can't skylight me because there's a bunch of stuff in the back. And all of a sudden that joker just, boom, looks up right there at me. I mean, he spotted me from 25 yards out. It's crazy how smart a coyote is. We're going to talk about here in a little bit. You guys that hunt, what do you do? Would you have busted that one and ruined your deer hunt? Or how many of you try to trap? We want to talk about that a little bit. 814 flying in time. I just switched over from chatterbaits to spinnerbaits. Fall transition starting here. Where is that at? 814. Let's see. Let's look over here at the YouTube comments. Let me get my mouse going here. This old Apple mouse only works on certain things, and I don't have one of them pads. I spent the last few days making up some big spinnerbaits. I'll see if the people that keep asking about them really want them. Really want them. Let's see. Let me pick that up there. Yeah, Tim likes throwing them big spinnerbaits. Justin Ortiz did some prep work getting ready to start my little nitro rebuild transom project. There you go. Joshua says Notley is on fire. Caught 17, missed 4. Joshua, what were you fishing with? So the top 40, who have I got? It's on Hartwell, right? Am I correct with that? One more question on that NPFL. That's on Hartwell, right? Doug Rice fished Allatoona on Friday. Only 3 fish. Tough day. Probably my fault. I'm stubborn and would not change up. I saw your picks. What's up, Tony? Tyler says, I need to fish soon. I've been cooped up and I'm about to lose my marbles. 100%. What's up, John Aldred? Uh, Carson says, give him the lip squeak. So you're talking about busting it, right? The first day I deer hunted in Georgia, I had 2 bobcats walk right underneath me. Pretty cool. I've seen bobcats for sure. In the thing, Pennsylvania. He's in Pennsylvania. 8:14 flying in time is in Pennsylvania. Fall transition starting. It's about that time. Now, of course, I know there's some people that say there's no such thing as a fall transition. We believe differently. But yeah, this cooler weather, we need it in everything. Just personally for me, because I'm telling you what, I was sweating Saturday afternoon up in the stand in places that I haven't sweated in a long, long time. I'm talking about absolute monkey butt. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Tiny Ty said he would have busted that coyote. But we're starting to get picked this morning on the trail cam. We actually got some more pictures in the daytime. It's a little bit cooler here. So the deer were up moving this morning, which is a good thing. Cam, you guys listen to this. Talking about Karens, and you know what we mean. I finally had my first one this weekend, but it was a male Karen getting sassy because I was fishing while they were tubing. You know, that is something you got to, you have to deal with. And some people think they own the water. And sometimes it's the angler, sometimes it's the tuber. It could be whoever. Why can't we just get along? Now Ken says, don't fart in the deer stand and the coyote won't look up. I'm telling you what, it was amazing. I hadn't even drawn my bow back. I mean, I was sitting still because it was in some thick stuff. And dude, I'm telling you, like, they just know. That thing just stuck his eyes up right at me. And I'm sitting there thinking in my mind, I'm like, how in the world did he even spot me? There's no way. But yes, there is a way. And he didn't make a big commotion. He just stopped dead in his tracks. He looked up at me and he took 2 or 3 steps back. Like he knew something was wrong. Like they've got the innate, just this sense that something ain't quite right. And it might be 20 foot up in a tree. Why the hell he looked up? He did, but he did. He just boom. And he walked on back. I could have never got a shot where he was at. But I'm thinking about something I've never done before. I've never trapped. Me and my cousin tried it a long time ago. I've never successfully trapped a coyote. As smart as they are, you got to get that creature to step on a trap the size of something about a quarter. You got to fool nature. And that's tough. Some guys are great at it. I'm not, but that's on the bucket list for me to try to do this fall. 8:14 says in Pennsylvania, they'll start eating smaller and scattering, chasing fry. You know, we talked about that a lot here on the Livewell last couple of weeks about normally we always talk about smaller bait, but some of the guys lately have been talking about going with bigger baits like glide baits to try to get them. And it's very interesting how every particular angler does something a little bit different. But it's always the general rule of thumb around here. Hey, go small in the fall. But the conventional thinking doesn't work for everybody. A lot of guys go big. Saturday, I seen 2 foxes and 4 does. Now, if I'd have seen a doe, I'd have had something in the freezer. David Fritz retired. Okay, I didn't know that. Now, Clint says, check this out. The NPFL messed up and almost gave the AOY to Welcher. Took them like an hour to figure that. Patrick Walters actually won the AOY by 1 point. It was awkward. Now, Critterbug Customs, fooling nature, what we're all out here trying to do, for sure. Now, I find, listen, fooling a fish and fooling a deer and something, not quite as hard. Fooling them coyotes is different. Now, again, bow hunting. Now, if we were having pew-pew sticks, and you know what I'm talking about, I never know what I can say on TikTok. I would have unalived them, but it's a little bit different. Now, James Ramsey said, I spent the weekend struggling and Lanier caught some, but not like I wanted to. I think, too, listen, AOY, that championship, it is kind of tough. Discharged to Jesus. I like that. That's a way to say it. You got to go with Patrick Walters right now, don't you? I mean, if you had to pick one. Now, personally, I'd love to see Robert Blesky just pull off the win. That's my buddy. But Patrick Walters is tough. A lot of them are tough out there. So he is the AOY. I didn't keep up with that. Clint, this weekend, because I tried to take my mind, honestly, off fishing for a weekend and do some other things. But that is interesting. I have to go back and watch that. Last Wednesday, I had my best day ever on Allatoona. Reports from this weekend, I'm hearing rumors of an algae bloom. And that's a couple times we've heard that this year. I don't know, whether it's true or not. And also, too, if we're being honest, if a biologist tells me there's an algae bloom, or if there is a guide on the lake that's on there every day, I'm much more apt to believe it. But it's kind of like the turnover. And we're going to talk a little bit about turnover. I see them in the comment sections. Lots of guys will see something. They'll say, hey, the lake's turning over. And it's not. So I'm not saying there's not an algae bloom. I'm just saying I would like to have a biologist say, hey, we got an algae bloom going on. For sure. How far away are we from the turnover on Lanier? I think it's got to cool down a little bit more, for sure. You got to have some cooler nights. Now, 8:14, now he's up again. He's in Pennsylvania. We've had one for like 3 months, an algae bloom. That's interesting. We kind of talked about it over the last few weeks here. Just people bring it up here and there. I've never, I haven't seen a picture of one yet. That would be, if you guys are out on the water and you see an algae bloom, I don't know if you can take a picture of it. Take a picture of it as best you can and put it on the FNG group page and say, all right, here we go. This is what it is. Once the turnover starts and really gets going, that's the toughest time for me to fish unless I'm on Weiss, sort of irrelevant over there. Muddy water on Weiss, right? Like the one time I haven't fished Weiss. I haven't. I'll just be honest with you. I live vicariously through the guests and people that talk about it. But that weekend I drove out to Dave's house on Gunnersville for us to film the TV show over there. I had to drive over Weiss. I'm not saying it looks like this coffee I got in my mug, but it looked like this coffee I got in my mug. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, man, people talk about how good the crappie fishing is and the bass fishing. But my Lord, what a muddy lake. Stained water everywhere. Now, we are used to our highland reservoirs here in North Georgia that are always clear. So maybe muddy to me is not muddy to them, but it just looked dirty. And I'm not knocking you guys over there at Weiss because you guys have figured out how to fish it. And we know there's good fish in there, and you guys do an excellent job of it. But still, goodness grief. Between that and the amount of grass on Gunnersville, I was like, what's wrong with Alabama? Ours looks like straight bluish green baby crap. That's what 8:14 says over there. What's up, John G? Let me try to catch up. Hey, Pontoon Jody, glad you could join us. 12 o'clock, my favorite show to watch. Hey, that makes me feel good. I'm glad we're doing something right. Kirk says he smelled the dip. No, well, he might have. Well, how did he know I was doing it from up in a tree? How did he know I was 20 foot up in the tree? Crazy how good that coyote. I'm just like, it's different. It is different. Let's see. Now, John Allard, now listen, so Festive Waters had a kayak demo. We had a good turnout at the kayak demo. Lots of new folks got out on the water. Hey, you got to get out there and try for sure. Got to get out there and try. Let me try to catch up on the comments, guys, because I'm way behind. Doug Rice says algae bloom is on Allatoona right now. He saw it. So there you go. There you go. It is. What part, Doug? What part? And Messick, it's kind of hard not to include Brandon Cobb in Hartwell. That's his home lake, right? For sure. I'm going to go backwards a little bit. NC Bass Puller, I sat on a tractor all day. This show helps me stay awake. Hey, listen, makes me feel good that I can keep you awake because I'm sure there's somebody out there saying, my goodness, Danny puts me to sleep every day. And John fished out of my kayak. I fished out of your Sholey for a few minutes. Interesting. Now, Cam, here's something. I saw at least 25 dead trout around downtown Helen this weekend. Seemed a little extreme to just be a few casualties. Well, I don't know. Could it be that? I don't know. I don't know as much about trout. I know they're fun to catch. Weiss is 30,000 acres. Average depth is 10 feet. The turnover really would only be relevant on the deeper lower end. For sure. It looks like it's like perpetually turned over. War Eagle. He's got Alabama. By far the best SEC college football team, 9-1 against the Dogs in the last 10 games. I got home in time to watch that. And now listen, I'm one of these guys. Listen, I enjoy college football. I enjoy sports in general. I root for Georgia teams. I did not go to the University of Georgia. I did not go to Georgia Tech, nor Georgia Southern. Never played for the Braves, the Hawks, Falcons. But I just root for my home state. I enjoyed that football game. I did not lose any sleep because Georgia lost, nor did I, gain a heartbeat because Alabama won. Here's what I was. I was entertained. You know what I'm saying? When, Gladiator, are you not entertained or whatever he says? I was entertained. But there are many people who woke up Sunday morning devastated because a group of 18 to 23-year-olds lost a football game. Hey, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed watching it. But let's have some perspective. The sun came up. I got up, got to go to church. I always go to church, man. I'll tell you what, Sundays about 1 o'clock, I'm like, gosh, I got to be better. I really got to be better. I enjoy church. I love it. And in fact, any of you guys are ever in the Dawson County area or Cumming area or Pickens County, Jasper, hey, I invite you to come to church with me over at Etowah. I'm telling you guys, if it doesn't blow up when I walk through the doors, it's good for everybody. But it is just a bunch of good people, and I love it. It gets me set up for the week. And then about 1:30, I figure out a way to screw it up, right? But I try. I try. Great group of people. I love it. We have old heads in the trout tourneys around here killing the smallies. Oh, man, I hate that. But Saturday night, it was a great game. And I went to bed, and I was like, boy, I just can't wait to see social media. Fire Kirby Smart. Like, guys, who are you going to replace him with? There are so many people to just jump the gun. First of all, and it's always this is the part I love. 98 to 99% of you have never played college football, nor have you ever coached on that level. But boy, everybody's got the solutions on how to fix it, right? And that goes with every college team. We are all armchair quarterbacks, right? And it's so funny to watch guys just get absolutely just devastated, like their dog got shot. 18 to 22, 23-year-old kids, man, playing a game. Playing a game. That's all it is. Enjoy it, be entertained. That's all it is. In fact, I will tell you this, and I love Georgia Tech too. I left, Georgia Tech was losing. I left to go back to the deer stand. I got home and found out, or no, it wasn't. I got home. I got up in the stand, got set up, pulled up my phone, checked college football scores. Georgia Tech won. I'm like, well, how did that happen? I don't know. At the end of the day, though, it's just a game. There are more important things in life than college football. God is good always. For sure he is. Lord knows he is to me more than I deserve. But let me tell you how it works, though. Okay, I see Purdue is in the comment section now, and I know he's a big dog fan. Danny, how was your attitude about 12 o'clock Saturday night? And the bad thing is our pastor at church, he is an Alabama fan. His mother is an Auburn fan, and half the congregation are Georgia fans. It's always interesting. I can always tell you when football season is about to start because that's when the sermons start carrying a little football connotations in there. Do you remember? Let's see. Let me read this again. Okay, let me get the big long does. I agree with you. I understand being passionate about a team, but letting the outcome of a game change your mood for the rest of your day is kind of silly. I mean, that's why fan is short for fanatic. I get it. Some people really absolutely love that stuff. And I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love watching it. And I would have rather Georgia won than Alabama. But, boy, I tell you what, I was entertained, and that was a big thing. My attitude was asleep. I went to bed at half. Oh, okay. I got you right there. Tiny Times. Let me read this one. Do you remember, well, you seen, man, different people. So that's why I'm kind of messed up on this. Come to your shop, talked about fishing, all kinds of things. Hamid. Hey, rewrite that, dude. Rewrite that again, because you must be doing it on voice recognition. But I do want people to come on the show and talk about our hunting experiences. We can do that. I got that part out of it. Georgia Tech's 5-0 so far this season, better than recent starts of their past seasons. Sure. And as a Georgia Tech fan, I don't think they're as good as what they're ranked. I don't think Georgia Tech should be that high up. We'll see. We'll see what goes on. I would love for Georgia Tech to be undefeated when they play Georgia. Maybe Georgia just have one loss, because then you guys that go crazy about your sports are going to come out of the woodworks, and it's just going to be, that's that week of hate, which, again, I still don't understand, but I get it. Whatever. If I went to the school, it'd be different. It would not let me put so many words, so I had to break down stuff. Just kind of give me the 80,000-foot view of what you were saying. Clean old-fashioned hate, yeah, for sure. Danny, we stopped in at y'all's BBQ1 on the way out. Man, that place is good. That mac and cheese is no joke. I love good mac and cheese. Not great for my stomach, though. Now, I like taking barbecue, some good old pulled pork, and some mac and cheese, and kind of mixing it all together and just dousing it with barbecue sauce. Just call it slop, barbecue slop. Whew. Not good for my figure, boys. Not good at all for my figure. John G. John, are you on the water today? Normally you're on the water when you're talking to me. So defense has to be better up front if we want to win that game. Alabama played a great game. Not much you can do about that. Listen, hey, Alabama showed up. I was more interested that Oregon beat Penn State. I was more interested. I really was. I wanted to see what Penn State would do against Oregon. And I know we've gone off on the college football tangent, but that's the way this show works. But I was more interested in actually other games. Because, listen, if Alabama beat Georgia, it wasn't going to shock me. And if Georgia beat Alabama, it wasn't going to shock me. I wanted to see what was going on elsewhere, like Ole Miss and LSU. And I know a lot of people they've got their thoughts and opinions on Lane Kiffin. I like him. Maybe not his personal life, but as a football coach, I like him. Just no cornbread right there for sure. Now, Tiny Time said, me and Miles stopped at your shop. We were asking if we could talk about our hunting experiences. You pretty much understood that part. Okay, yeah, we can do that. You can come up there. And I actually was thinking about doing a one-off on the Livewell, a hunting version of it. But I got some guests. Tomorrow night, Deshaun. Good Lord, why am I having a brain fart? Alex, what's Deshaun's last name? It ain't Watson. I can tell you that. I have no idea. This is part about getting old that I can't stand. Is that and you see it in your head, you know exactly what you're trying to say, and you forget people's names and their last names and all that. Throw me out Deshaun's last name. Yeah, the fish is out of a kayak. Carson, what's his last name? I just all of a sudden totally forgot. Absolute brain fart. We'll blame it on COVID. Deshaun Johnson. I think that might be it. Yeah, Johnson. I don't know why all of a sudden I was like, hey, Deshaun. Yeah. Well, Deshaun Johnson's going to be he's going to be my guest tomorrow night. He's going to be pissed at me because I forgot his last name. But you kayak guys, we're going to give you an episode tomorrow night. Plus he bass fishes. And I think he loves the jerkbait. So I'm sure we're going to talk about the jerkbait tomorrow night. He can catch fish, dude. He's a hammer. He's really gonna be mad at me. I forgot his last name. It's because it's Johnson. It's like such an easy name. I should never forget that. Great young man. Fished with him in my club. For sure. He's been on before. I enjoyed it. And then Thursday night, we're going to talk about Dave Aldridge is going to come up here and join us. And we're going to talk about Guntersville because you got the Ultimate Angler coming up. And you got the big bass that's going to happen out there on Guntersville. And we're going to talk about grass lakes too. And I'm sure we'll talk about frogs and those kind of things. I'm really disappointed that it's not going to work out and I'm not going to get to go cover the Ultimate Angler. I really wanted to go because I know we got a lot of local guys like Brooks Anderson is fishing in that. I want Brooks to win it so bad. I really do. I really want him to go win it because he not only is a great guy that I love, it's a great father, good family, but things ain't working out for me, so I'm not going to get to go out there and cover it, which is disappointing to me. But it lends to the conversation. So tomorrow night you get Deshaun out of the kayak, bass fishing. Thursday night you're going to get Dave. We're going to talk Gunnersville grass, frogs, whatever, whatever, those kind of lakes. Something different than Lake Lanier. Let's see. Yeah, he's an Allatoona hammer. Is Cranking and Yanking going to tune in? Deshaun uses forward-facing sonar. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure Cranking and Yanking, if he doesn't comment, he's listening. Danny, I'm booking travel for the Ultimate Angler today if you want to come. I'll talk to you about it after the show. I always try not to go, I got to get better at that. That's my own pet peeve. I don't like it when I'm listening to people and they go, and then I'll turn around and watch myself, and I do it plenty of times. Charles Knowing, I would love to see some of y'all come to my lake and catch them. What lake are we talking about, Charles? What lake are we talking about? When are you having Brooks on the show again? I need to get him up here. What I try to do with Brooks and Kevin, Kevin comes up here a lot. Brooks is off fishing tournaments. Gant Lake, Andalusia, Alabama. Charles, I'd love to come fish Gant Lake in Andalusia, Alabama, for sure. Now, we're going to be bass fishing it. Where's it located? Just out of curiosity. Where's that at? Do another Hickory Log and Latham episode. We need to. I reached out to some guys. I've reached out to quite a few guys. I'm trying to get some new blood on the show. I'm trying to get a lot of guys that we see on TikTok they're out of the state to come on the show so that we can broaden our horizons on how to catch bass, right? South Central Alabama. Charles, I'd love to come fish it, buddy. I would. I really would. That would be awesome. But I reached out to a lot of them because I think, I understand that Lake Lanier and Lake Allatoona, Chatuge, Notley, all our Highland Reservoir lakes, I know that that's what the core of our followers fish. But like we do a show on being versatile and how to catch fish in different areas. We talk to a lot of people now, especially with TikTok, and some of you guys are from out of state. And so we want to cover all of it and learn and see if we can apply some of those techniques there to here. Over 200 anglers in the ultimate tourney. Yeah, $500,000 first place prize. That would be a nice payday. A nice payday. What would you do if you won $500,000? What would be the first thing that you would do? Now let's go ahead and assume that, you're only going to get 50% of that with taxes. I'm sure it's a little bit more, but let's do that. Charles, I'll shoot you a message. Let's see if we can get that worked out. That'd be cool. Can I bring a camera crew? Because that's the big thing. I want to bring a camera crew. But what would you do with $500,000 after taxes? Let's say you get $250,000. What would be the first thing that you would do with $250,000? Okay, yeah, buddy. We'll see if we can do that. There's a school fall break coming up. Get some of the junior and high school show for those kids. Hey, listen, Forsyth County was on fall break last week. My wife was home all week. Trust me, the list was long. But yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. We've always talked about trying to be friends with the younger generation, trying to make their acquaintance now so that as they progress, we're already in with them. Kendra says, I'd pay off my house and boat and buy a new truck. There you go. Fred Ashcraft said I would pay off the house. I think a lot of people would pay off the house for sure. But there's always that one guy or gal that paying off his bills that's not going to cross his mind. He's going to go get I'm going to go get the latest electronics. Buy a Powerball ticket. Yeah, listen, hey, I buy them. Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't know why I'm this way, but I will buy Powerball tickets once it gets up to like 400 million. As if I couldn't use the $20 million or the $50 million or the $100 million. No, I got to wait till it's $400 million and then I'm buying tickets. I'm just that guy. I don't know. I'd pay off my house. I'd invest in some trailer tires. Clint, for sure, you need to. You need to have like 22 spares just lined up, ready to go. Absolutely lined up. Invest in crypto. I got a little crypto. One day I'm up, next day I'm down. It's like everything else. I just quit looking at it. I'm not one of those guys that's sitting there. I ain't got enough money in it to sit there and watch it and hit the green ups and sell, buy and sell. I wish I did. But I will say this, that if I could go back and talk to 18-year-old me back in the day, 100%. When you get that Bitcoin at $5 or whatever it was, buy it. Don't listen to what your daddy or your wife or anybody says. Buy it. Because, we didn't know what it was when it came out, right? And a lot of people still don't quite understand it. Hell, I don't. They call playing the lottery the idiot box. I guess I'm an idiot because I at least like having a chance at the dream. To me, the way I look at the lottery, it's voluntary taxation. Kind of. Voluntary taxation. Gambling is gambling. 100%. It is. It is. And that's what a lot of people say a fishing tournament is. They say you're just gambling with that money. I'd buy a little mountain house and Airbnb it. Hey, listen, Airbnb is another thing I wish I'd have done. If I won $1 million, I'd put a second story on my double wide. John, that sounds like somebody South Georgia would say. I tell you what, $250,000 is a little bit different. I'd probably invest some here at the store, all that. But if I won a big lotto, like a big one, let's say if you won the $1 billion one, you got $580 million after taxes or whatever. I would buy my hunting land out in Wilkes County. I probably would buy a double wide trailer and stick on it. I'd buy me a brand new bass boat, load it out, and I'd buy me a truck. And then I'd put some in there, so all I got to do is live on interest. And I'd give the rest to my wife and kids and say, here, have at it. I hate to say I'd be selfish. I'd give some to the church. Let me say I do that first. Let me just go ahead and say that. I better do that first. I will give that to the church. But then I'm going to buy my hunting land, a new bass boat, a new truck, and a double wide out there on my hunting land in Wilkes County. I think I would be content. And if you can't live off the interest after that point, you know what? I might give all you guys some money. Depends on how many of you like and subscribe, right? If you ain't subscribed to our channels, and then you don't get no money. But if you're subscribed and you're a regular participant, I might give you guys some. The biggest winner in the lotto is the IRS, for sure, 100%. I think I saw there was a guy on Facebook that was an attorney. When the last Powerball got over $1 billion or right around $1 billion, I saw his TikTok, and he specializes in lottery winners, helping them with all the money. And he said, you can go ahead and do this. And I don't know how true it is, but this is what he said. Take 24% off the top. That's your federal. Then add in your state and local, and it's generally another 10 to 15%, whatever it was. And then he said there's something about a hidden tax that comes at the end of that year from the IRS. That's like another 10% or something like that. But hey, you're right. The IRS, the state, whatever, they get some money. So it's kind of funny. It's like you buy a lotto ticket that they get proceeds from, then you win the remaining money, and then they get 50% or whatever it is of that. So yeah, it's a good, listen, for them, it's a good business model, right? And you got saps like me out there going, yeah, give me a ticket. It's 400 million. With stocks and crypto, you have to think and analyze trends to be successful. Better odds than true gambling if you know what you're doing, for sure. Absolutely, for sure. I just don't have enough money in it to do it. Now, Patricia Leanne Shaw said if you had all that money, she'd throw a $5 million bass tournament. You really love your bass fishing. For sure. She'd throw a bass tournament. With you talking like that, you need to play it more. I guess if I'm talking, I need to play it more. But I won't buy a ticket till it's like 350, 400 million. Like I couldn't use 20. For some reason, I think my odds are better when it gets up to 400 million. Again, I don't think like the normal person, and I'm never going to win it. But that's honestly, I don't buy the scratch offs. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm like, 400 million Powerball, huh? Give me a ticket. Give me two. I'm feeling lucky today. And I don't ever fill out my own numbers. I should fill out my own numbers. I don't. I just say, hey, give me a instant. Danny, you could do a giveaway if you want it. Give it away to one of us. Yeah, we can do that. You guys, listen, I'll win that money, and then we'll have a lottery for you guys. You got to buy so many tickets. What's up, Mike Geiger? Old dirty cracker. Just buy me a John boat, and I'll be good. You see, I already got the John boat. I got that old 1436 Alumacraft. That is absolutely the most uncomfortable. I need to put some seats in it. That's the most uncomfortable thing. I don't know what it is about getting older. Go to a high school football game. You got to sit on that concrete. Or if you get in a John boat with no seat, no pad. And even, listen, I got a hunting blind. And we had some fold-up chairs. Some of them old metal fold-up chairs here at the shop. I just grabbed one stuff, put it in my hunting blind. I've noticed as I've gotten older, things hurt my ass. I used to have the cushioning back there. I don't know if my cushioning's gotten soft, I need to do some squats or something, kind of build it back up. I don't know. But hard surfaces hurt my ass now. Give all the grocery stores foods away. That would be cool. Sounds like some Mr. Beast kind of stuff right there. Anyone wanting a little crypto for their children one day, that may pay off well. Digibyte. It's under 1 cent. It's been around from the beginning. Outboard 225. Digibyte. Now we're getting crypto suggestions here. Digibyte. It's under 1 cent. Heck, I just want power poles and a trolling motor with spot lock. Simple man, simple needs, right? We need you squatting more, Danny. No cushion on your tush. That's what it is. I guess I got to start doing some squats. But if I'm on a squat, it's got to be it's got to be for so much more than just not hurting my ass when I sit on concrete or something. I'm 53. I am happily married. I'm not out there like you are, Clint. I'm not out in the world. So, I got to have more incentive, right? More incentive. Because right now I'm in a comfy chair, man. This thing's all right. A $2 ticket wins it all. Yeah. And when did Mega Millions go up to $5? The other day, it was like 350 million or whatever. And I said, hey, give me a Mega Millions. I pulled out 2 ones and she goes, it's $5. I went, what? She'd already printed it. So I felt like I need to give her $5. But I'm like, when did that happen? Maybe you guys play the lotto more than I do. I don't. But I can tell you this, that at the little convenience store up the road, I think I am in the middle of scratch-off heaven for some of these people up here. Between that and them daggum slot machine games or whatever it is in the back corner that I know is probably some kind of crooked gambling going on, it keeps a lot of people busy right here. And I do have I have several pet peeves in this world, but one of them is buying a lotto ticket and sitting right there and scratching it off right there. Like, get out of the way, dude. I got to get a can of dip. Like, seriously, get out of the way. Go over here and scratch your tickets off. I ain't got time for you to sit there and talk with a woman behind the counter about what Aunt Jolene did this past weekend while you're scratching off your $5 jumbo bucks. Danny, you might catch my grandma at them slots. I'm telling you, listen, who plays a game with no chance of winning something? Because I think it's one thing to gamble your money with the opportunity to win something, but if you're back there just playing that game, trying to get your lucky sevens or whatever, just for the fun of it, something's up. Something's up. There's some backdoor stuff going somewhere around there. Has to be. There just has to be. But I go in there to get me, I have one order that I get pretty much every time I go into this convenience store. I get 2 Pepsi Zeros and a can of Copenhagen. 100%. That's it. It's almost like, you guys could go. If I said, hey, would you go to the store for me? If I ever asked you to go to the store for me, 2 Pepsi Zeros and a can of Copenhagen. It's just like my wife's food order. I can tell you my wife's order at every restaurant we've ever been to because it's the same thing. Same thing. But 2 Pepsi Zeros and a can of Copenhagen. And there's 22 guys in front of me, and 18 of them are going to buy. I need a number. Give me an 18. A 36. Like the menu hasn't changed. Just like you've been to McDonald's 82 times, you know what you want to order, but they're looking at it like they got some kind of intuition that's going to say, you know what, something is going to glow to them. One number is going to glow to them this week. Let me try that number 4. And then I'm like, and the guy behind him comes up and he goes, well, let's see. I want the same thing he had because if you don't win on them, my odds of winning on his tickets are good. And then the next guy do the same thing, and then they're going to sit right there and scratch it. Get out of the way, man. I don't mean to fuss about convenience store people. The people that work the convenience stores are very nice. But good grief, take your lotto tickets and go elsewhere. Think about how many Whopper Ploppers you could buy. Yeah, I wouldn't. Listen. No, ain't doing it. Paul's Pizza is closed. Seriously. Great pizza. Couldn't find any help. That was back towards, I spent a couple years. That was the absolute best pizza around here. It was really good, but he had these teenagers and they wouldn't show up. We would get Paul's Pizza up here for the guys before the show back in the day. And I mean, a large pizza was like a large pizza. It was great. Couldn't get no help. Story of a lot of businesses right now. What could cause the price of a lottery ticket to go up? The platform never changes. They just decide, hey, we can sell them for $5. I guess. I don't know. I didn't know that it did. They give store credit, but a lot of crooked stores will pay out cash. Who needs store credit? Why would you want store credit in a convenience store where everything's twice as expensive? Now, if you're sitting up there at a Publix or a Kroger, if Kroger would line up those things, people would be in there playing them, and that way you can go get you a loaf of bread. Okay. Maybe. But in a convenience store, I mean, they're getting you already. Like 2 Pepsi Zeros at this convenience store, unless they're running a special, 2 for $4.50 or whatever, costs $5.50. I can go up to the Dollar General and get a 6-pack of the same thing for $5. I don't know why I don't, but it's in the convenience store. Dollar General doesn't sell Copenhagen. That's why I call it convenience. But, okay, I mean, it's got to be crooked. Gambling, addiction, and alcoholism are the most accessible vices in my opinion, for sure. A lot of stores you can win cash or store credit. I'm telling you. And they take forever to get their dang lottery tickets. They do. That's because they're looking at it, Fred. That's what I'm saying. They look at it. They go up there and they look at it. And, it's the same thing. Are you one of those guys that go into the McDonald's drive-thru or the Burger King drive-thru or whatever, and you look at it and they say, can I take your order? And you got to sit there and think about it. Like, that's the most annoying people to be behind in the drive-thru. They're looking at it. Like, that damn menu ain't changed in the last 5 years. Pick something. Let's go. Pick something. Come on. And then I'm getting irritated. And my wife is like, well, honk the horn at him or say something. Don't get mad in the car. I'm like, now my wife will do it on purpose now. She'll do it on purpose. We'll go up. I know what I want. Boom, let's go. I look over at her, and she's sitting there, and she's just doing it because she knows it drives me insane. And she's looking at that thing. And I'm like, you know what? I know what she's going to order already, so I should just go ahead and say it because she ain't going to order no different than the last 25 times we've been down there. The menu hasn't changed, but the prices have. God bless your wife, for sure. Creative crouton. Yeah, 100%. Good seeing you yesterday. She goes to church with me. But it just drives me insane. Now, here's how you get her back. And it will get you slapped quicker than anything. I used to do this when we had the entire family. Because I had 3 kids. I'd go through and I'd order. I need a number 2 with a Coke, a number 5 with a Pepsi, number 1 with so-and-so. 5 orders. And they say, is that it? And I would always go, that's all she can eat. Oh, I'd get hit. That would hurt so bad. That would hurt. Never do that. But it's funny. Kids thought it was funny. My wife didn't think it was funny at all. But that's what I do. I mean, that's all she can eat. What else? What else can I get her? Yeah, don't do that. If you don't like getting punched in the ribs, I have a tick now. If you come up beside me and you just shake, you'll see me take my right arm and just kind of put it over my ribs. That's from my wife just punching me in the ribs for 30-something years of marriage. Seriously. And listen, my wife's got these like boxer hands. They're feminine looking, but man, when she punches, she ain't one of these, like, she goes through it just like a boxer would. It hurts, dude. I'm telling you, I probably got cracked ribs. Like seriously, if something would have happened to me and I'm on the, whoever looks at you after you pass away, and they're going to go, they'll probably call the cops like, we got some cracked ribs here. There might be some foul play involved. I told you guys, if I'm missing and I'm on a milk carton, my wife did it, or on the news, my wife did it. Tell them to check my ribs. I'm telling you, there's a cracked rib in there somewhere. But yeah, don't do that to your wife. Don't do that. Don't say that's all she can eat. But again, if I'm in a drive-thru, let's go. I ain't got no time for the games. Danny, I'm going to the river today as soon as the mailman brings me my tactical fishing MREs and swagger sticks today that I ordered. Good stuff. Atlanta Outdoors, my co-angler broke out a Hellraiser Friday, and I knew the day was over. Y'all must be talking about Hellraisers. I went on that tangent about drive-thrus, and I missed it. Don't compare indecisiveness at the drive-thru to lottery ticket people at the convenience store. Sometimes the fast food menus do change. Example, chili cheese burrito at Taco Bell. But listen, Big Long John's, I knew about that because I follow social media. Now, again, I knew the last time I was going to Taco Bell, I knew they had the chili cheese burrito back. My mind was made up that's why I went there. Indecisiveness in the drive-thru and lottery ticket people at the convenience store and the guys and gals back there playing for the store credit, whatever. Pet peeves, man. I'm going to have to do that the next time we're in the drive-thru. James Ramsey, I'll definitely do that next time. Try it, guys. Try that. And hey, listen, make it a big order. Order you something extra too. My wife, you must be annoyed all the time. I'm not. It's just a Monday. I'm getting all my pet peeves out of the way on Monday so I can sail through the rest of the week. That's all this is. Get it out of the way. Sometimes you got to get it out of your system, right? You got to get it out. Tell your friends, people. We're supposed to talk to each other, right? We're supposed to share what is bothering us. And so I'm just trying to get it out to my family here at FNGO. Just trying to get it out of the way. People on the phone while ordering is annoying. Yeah, but just not as bad as somebody looking at the menu. Just looking at that menu, like hoping to find some silver nugget that they haven't eaten in the last 22 years. It's not there. Order the number one, get you a Coke, supersize it. I don't care. Just order it and go. The worst is Starbucks. Starbucks is by far the worst. Now, my wife is very smart, and she does that mobile app ordering. So all I got to do is pull up, and I go mobile order for Amanda, and we're going through. But I get behind the woman or the man. Most time it's, please don't take this wrong, most time it's the woman. I need a latte, mocha, frappa with whatever. 32 different things. I'm like, just get you a coffee. Let's go. I can't stand calling somewhere and never being able to get a hold of a human. Makes my blood boil. That's true. That's true. Fast food isn't fast when we sit all day in the drive-thru. That's true. 100%. And listen, I love God's chicken. Chick-fil-A is great. My goodness, they are a traffic jam unto themselves no matter how good they get at it. Tough. But I will say Chick-fil-A does a very good job. But yeah, you're right. It's not fast food anymore. I feel you about the drive-thru. We will go to a burger joint. My wife will be like, let me see what I want. And I just tell her, I bet it's a burger. She does it to pester me. See, that's, and you know what, Colton? That's probably when you know you got a good relationship, right? Because who knows how to push your buttons better than your spouse? Honestly, who can push your buttons better than the one you are married to? Chick-fil-A, number one in the water, let's roll. I got you. I'll be honest, I get the same thing at Chick-fil-A every time I go. I get a spicy chicken sandwich with pepper jack cheese and a Coke. It's very easy. My pet peeve, this just turned into a pet peeve episode, right? We ain't even talking fishing no more. My pet peeve is if there's multiple lanes on the highway and someone is trying to pull out and you don't get over, but instead make them wait till you go by, it doesn't make sense. For sure. People do not know how to zipper merge anymore as well. 100% they don't know how to merge. Chick-fil-A is very organized. Long lines move fast. That is true. Scotch chicken. I get it. No, they're good. But I'm telling you what, when they put that original place in there and they didn't think about the traffic and all that, it can, that line is out, out of the parking lot. Everybody wants that chicken. Everybody wants that Chick-fil-A. At Starbucks, people will order something not even on the menu. For sure. And then my wife gets food at the Starbucks. I will say they got a mean grilled cheese sandwich. Starbucks has a mean grilled cheese sandwich. But my wife doesn't even drink coffee. That's the crazy thing. She doesn't drink coffee at all. She orders some kind of strawberry Osceola. She ordered lemonade. She goes to Starbucks to get lemonade. I don't know, you guys. It's a $12 grilled cheese. Yeah, it is, but it's pretty good. I'll give it that. But the rest of the stuff, who wants a oatmeal date muffin with a cup of coffee? Talking about pucker your butt up dry. Good Lord. $1 million idea. Set up a drive-through with multiple lanes like a toll booth. Well, we could do that. Hey, somebody figured out make money. I've never bought Starbucks because I'm never paying $8 for a cup of coffee. Doug, you cheap. You cheap butt. No, listen, I'll say this. Some of it's good. Some of it's good. I have not paid $8 for a cup of coffee. And I sure ain't buying that oat brand date muffin. Just ain't doing it. But people order it with their mocha latte, frappo, 2 shots, espresso. Give me a little something on the side, sugar kind of stuff. I don't know. Well, Hartwell hit 60 pounds in 3 days. Yes. I absolutely 100% believe someone will go over 60 pounds on Hartwell in the NPFL tournament. It's fall. They're biting good. Them guys are, they're ready to go. They're primed up. I absolutely think, good grief, I have to fix my TikTok people here now. I absolutely think that it will 100% hit 60. Now, because I said it, you can guarantee that it won't. That's this weekend. Yes, for sure. It's this weekend. It's coming up. And I'm real happy that Rob, because I tell you what, I talked to Rob Robleski during this last tournament before and during it. And he finished pretty good. He ended up being like 27th, somewhere in there. It's respectable. He said he missed a couple of key big bites that would have helped him on day 2. But his big thing is he wanted to qualify for that championship at the end of the season. And so he did that. And so I told him, and I was texting him, I'm like, dude, I'm so proud of you. Don't count out John Cox. No, listen. And I saw you put up there earlier today, Walters, Welcher, Drew Cook. Like all of those guys could win it. All of them could win it for sure. And that's the thing is like, you got 5 or 6 guys going into that event that I'm sure are the overall favorites. But sometimes you root for that, that underdog, that, if you want to be entertained, is it not more entertaining? What's more entertaining to you, watching, say, Patrick Walters go wire to wire and win it, or watching somebody that's like the 39th place guy to qualify be there on the final day going toe-to-toe with one of the established guys? You see what I'm saying? I would find it much more entertaining to see that. But now if Drew Cook won it, like I like Drew Cook, great dude, fantastic dude. I'd be very happy if he won it. Patrick, be very happy. Welcher, they've all been on the show, very happy if they won it. But I'd like to see somebody like Rob or even Brandon Cobb is not in it. He didn't make it. Skint Palmer too. What is Skint Palmer? Is Trent? No. What are you talking about? I made a raw grilled cheese on the lake because all I had was bread and mozzarella. Would not recommend it. Failing to plan is planning to fail. That right there, Clint, is dry. And Kevin Thornton, that's on the Livewell, like he eats cheese sandwiches with just cheese and bread. That is dry. That is something that if you don't swallow, if you don't masticate and chew it properly, That's a choking hazard. I mean, that really is a hazard. You can eat something dry, and you better have something to wash it down with for sure. I mean, y'all heard about me eating that sandwich after Tony that one night, choking on it, and then drinking that dip bottle, and like really honestly about lost it. Trent is fishing it. Oh, I didn't know Trent was fishing it. Well, then I'll pull for Trent. I didn't know that. What's up, Gone Fishing with Ed? I haven't even looked at the field. Now, this is the championship from last year, right? Am I correct in that? Did you qualify for it last year? You guys help me out here. What kind of sorcery is that? Cheese bread worse than Popeye's biscuits. Listen, Justin, I know it. It's crazy. Kevin is eating jail food. Now, not that I've had jail food, but let's just say for the conversation that maybe I had. Pretty dry. And then wool blankets don't warm you up. It's the qualifiers from last year and scope is active. Okay. All right. That's what I thought. I was getting confused. So Rob qualified from this year for he'll be fishing next year's. Okay. It's Monday, man. Yeah, for sure. Hospital food is better than jail food. Gone fishing with it. Sometimes. You know what I don't trust in a hospital, though? Or jail when it comes to food? Eggs. I just don't think that's pure 100% egg. I think there's something added to it. That's why Kevin's got money. He's cheap. No, listen, Kevin spends his money. He just ain't on bread and cheese. Raw cheese sandwich is what they give diabetics as a snack in the GDOC. Okay, as a snack. For sure. It's them powdered eggs. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't want no dehydrated milk and I don't want no dehydrated eggs. Don't trust eggs in the Army if served on the field. Ask me how I know. We've gone fishing with Ed. How do you know that we shouldn't eat eggs in the Army if it's served on the field? They still putting that soft Peter or whatever they call it in it. Oh, they were green. Ooh. Powdered eggs in the hospital. Like there's something I wouldn't eat green eggs, man. I'd chew the leather off my boots before I'd eat a green egg. No way. That's wrong. Disagree. They fed me a dry tuna sandwich after my heart surgery, and I was mad. Why? Are you saying you were mad because of the quality of the tuna? Yeah, I mean, listen. There's certain things you can't eat dry. Tuna's one of them. Okay. Any sandwich whatsoever shouldn't be eaten dry. You got to have a little bit of, this is going to sound lubrication. You got to have something. And I like mayonnaise. I can handle mustard. I can handle all that stuff, but you got to have something. If you eat tuna dry, straight tuna on a sandwich, that's of the devil. That's definitely of the devil. You need to go repent. Tuna without mayo is sacrilege. That's what I'm saying. You need to come to church with me on Sunday if you eat your tuna without mayo. Now, we ain't going to handle snakes or anything like that over your head or nothing like that, but we'll get you up front. We'll pray for you. We'll gather the church around and we will pray for you. We'll lay hands on you and we'll pray. Can't eat tuna without mayo, guys. Mayonnaise on saltine crackers are the bomb. Okay. I have. This is why I'm fat. I have gone in there at night and had eaten a sandwich like I need one more, and I've just taken some mayo and slapped it on bread and just ate the bread. I've done it. Can I bring my rods and have them prayed for? They need help. We can do it, Ed. We can have a prayer circle for your rods. Clint, it didn't taste anything like that fancy food you had in that Tupperware at the shop, huh? Yeah. Clint brings his own food. He's got one of them coolers that's got a heater in there. Keeps his food warm sometimes. You talking about bougie. I mean, that's bougie. Back in my day, we didn't have lunch boxes with heaters that you could plug in your cigarette lighter or none of that. You ate it cold, you ate it hot, you ate it whatever. Your mama would put soup or something in a thermos, and if it probably scald you a little bit. I don't know. But guys, guess what I get to do when I go home? Talking about going to church yesterday and feeling good and all that. And Gone Fishing says, hey, I have a heated lunchbox for winter fishing. Danny can bless your rods. He's a minister. Internet ordained, buddy. If you want an internet blessing, I can give you an internet blessing on your rods. But I went to church yesterday. This is how the devil gets you. I went to church yesterday. Yeah, fired up. All right, got home. Got to cleaning out the gutters. Honest story. Got to cleaning out the gutters that needed it, way overdue. Looked up. I got a hole in my roof. So when I get off this show, because it's supposed to rain tomorrow, guess what Danny gets to do? He gets to go home and get on a roof and patch a roof and fix shingles and everything. Yeah. Now, you're talking about going from like, how did that get there? To like, you've been, oh yeah, man, life is great. We're going to rock it. I got a hole in my roof. How did that happen? Honestly, didn't know. I did not know. And it's on the side of my house. It's like super steep. So I get to play tubby wubby going up ladder, some toe boards, and I got to fix a roof leak before the rain comes in tomorrow. So guys, I might fall off and not be here tomorrow. If you don't see me on the show, I'm sore because I figure I'll bounce. I figure I'll bounce a little bit, but it's a long fall down. That's the problem with getting old as a male. You got to be, father, provider, pastor, mailman, auto mechanic, roofer, heating and air guy, cook, dishwasher. You name all these things. We got to be it. That's a man's life. And today I get to play construction, roofer. So you guys pray for me because I am getting up pretty high. So that's what I got to do. And then I'll be working tonight during the football game with my emails and stuff like that. Got to get it before the rain comes in. So anyway, guys, I think I'm about ready to call it a day because I got to go do that. I've enjoyed you guys coming by and hanging. So tomorrow we'll be back at 12 and I can tell you about my roof escapades and we can talk about whatever, But y'all say a prayer for me. I'm getting up on a roof. When I was 20-something years old doing heat and air, I'd get on any roof whatsoever. Didn't matter with a chainsaw running around crazy. Now I go up a ladder and that thing's going while I'm shaking going up and I'm like, good Lord, Daniel, what's wrong? Got to do it though, right? So we'll be back tomorrow at 12. Again, go ahead and listen. Plan on tomorrow night. Deshaun Johnson's going to be on here, bass fishing, kayak fishing. I know we're going to talk jerk baits. Oh, you guys be careful. I will. I promise you I will. So that's tomorrow night. Gunnersville grass, those kind of things, Thursday night. But every day at 12, we're going to be here. Yeah, cameraman Cletus is high maintenance and high mileage for sure. So anyway, you guys be good. I'm going to go do that. Enjoy the rest of your day. Listen, I know Mondays it's tough getting started with everything. So I hope it hasn't been too bad. Hasn't been too bad for you guys. And that your week will get better as the weekend gets in view. But we will be here for you every day just to try to give you a little bit of peace during the middle of the day. So I'm going to let the TikTok guys go first today. So you guys be good. And we will see you on the next one. And then you YouTube guys, hey, make sure, listen, give this thing a thumbs up. Again, it helps that algorithm and all that. So you guys be good. I will see you tomorrow, 12 o'clock right here. Make sure you're here with me. And I'll tell you how it all went. So you guys be good. We'll see you on the next one.